Doing everything within its power, the PGA Tour wants this deal so bad that they will go any mile to defend it, even to the Senate House. This has been the most of the news from one media interrogation to another. Now, the PGA Tour has publicly spoken about the new normal that will soon take effect once all hands are on deck. While the Senate House and the whole team are anticipating the Senate hearing, you must know the basis for this hearing. About a month ago, all the men's professional golf leagues, the PGA-LIV, European, and DP Tour, came to a T-junction with the PIF. The PIF waved their magical club and cast a spell on the golfing titans. Suddenly, they found themselves entangled in a maze of specific terms and conditions that left the golf world scratching their heads. They all arrived at an interest that resulted in a framework agreement that proposed a new identity and form of transactions of services and commitment to manage all the tours with equal interest. The proposal of this new idea came as a shocker to all golf extremists, even to the tour's own players and fans. The announcement of this deal led to different perspectives between the PGA Tour, LIV Golf, and fans worldwide. While there are concerns about this merger deal, it is believed that one of the most paramount interests of this deal is to end all forms of litigation and crisis between the two rivalries, LIV Golf and the PGA Tour. Ahead of the Senate hearing, the PGA Tour has commenced its public defense regarding the LIV and PGA partnership, and they are very elaborate about it. In a section of a report written by a PGA Tour executive, he compliments the tour for giving the deal a second thought, as he believes the future is becoming significantly bright. He defended the deal while also explaining to the public why the PGA Tour had to settle for an agreement that, with time, would be the best outcome for the future of golf. He is urging the general public that the agreement should not be considered a merger, but a partnership for a brighter future. His op-ed reads, "Given the well-chronicled legal disputes that have existed between the PGA Tour and PIF, we understand the fair and valid questions raised by PGA Tour members, tour partners, media, fans, and now Congress." The chief operating officer of the PGA Tour, Ron Price, continued, "That future for the PGA Tour is significantly brighter thanks to this agreement." Richard Blumenthal and Ron Johnson, chairman and executive members of the Permanent Subcommittee on Investigations, will participate in the Senate hearings. This hearing is to properly scrutinize and probe the agreement protocol between the PGA Tour and public investment funds LIV Golf. This hearing has provoked many reactions among the PGA Tour officials and even led to some resigning. The former AT&T chief Randall Stevenson resigned from the PGA Tour's policy board due to some unforeseeable serious concerns. The ex-CEO of AT&T, Randall Stevenson, resigned from the tour's policy board, where he has since been serving from 2012 to 2023. If you do your math correctly, that is about 11 years. Stevenson recently stepped down as the lawmakers of the Senate House began to propose a likely broad probe into the merger between the PGA Tour and LIV. Something suspicious is going down in the PGA team. The chairman and the executive member of the Senate Homeland Security Committee Permanent Subcommittee on Investigations, Senator Richard Blumenthal and Senator Ron Johnson, have officially requested the appearance of the PGA Tour and Saudi Public Investment Fund before the panel. The tour is supposed to show up with a requested testimony from the PGA Tour head. Commissioner Jay Monahan, with the backing of their delegates Ron Price and the tour's board independent director Jimmy Dunn, will appear as well. Although Monahan has been on medical leave all through the stormy issue of the merger deal, according to him, he will resume his office just before the time scheduled for the hearing. Some months earlier, before the PGA Tour commissioner went on leave just after the framework agreement document leaked, he announced that the team was ready to answer all questions regarding the merger. So we bet you would like to pen down your questions ahead of the hearing. He said, "We look forward to appearing before the Senate subcommittee to answer their questions about the framework agreement that keeps the PGA Tour as the leader of professional golf's future and benefits our players, our fans, and our sport." How does the Senate House feel about this? In an earlier letter written by the Senate, they had acknowledged that the subcommittee would do all within their power to examine the proposal between the Saudi Arabia public investment funds as well as the intention of their investment in golf in the United States, plus the associated risks that come with the foreign government of the American culture, the implications of the framework agreement on a long term. While every concerned sector is making arrangements for the coming hearing, it still remains to be seen to the general public if the representatives from the Arabian Investment Fund will testify, as they have been unavailable to multiple requests for comment on the situation on the ground. Rod Price maintained the claim that due to the confidentiality nature of the deal, not so much of the response has been positive, coupled with several miscommunications and misunderstandings. That's something we take full ownership of and deeply regret. Moving forward, we firmly believe that the more the facts are discussed and understood, the further our constituents can support a potential definitive agreement if reached, and look forward to the positive and lasting impact on all levels of our game, Price noted in his op-ed article. The two entities had been embroiled in several antitrust lawsuits since LIV came into golf. Every week, it was always a different case. Either LIV Golf alleges the PGA Tour of anti-competitive practices for banning its players, or the PGA Tour is countersuing, claiming that LIV was stifling competition. The media couldn't get enough of this spectacle, and golf fans were on the edge of their seats, popcorn in hand. Price believes that the framework agreement so far has a favorable outcome for the tour and professional golf as a whole. He explained that the agreement provides clear, explicit, and permanent safeguards that ensure the PGA Tour will lead the decisions that shape our future and that they will control the operations, strategy, and continuity of the mission. They are more like the powerhouse of this deal. He further added that the agreement is not limited to now, but there is a provision that allows for further investment from the PIF to the players, events, venues, communities, technology, and management services. Confirmed by the PIF, who has agreed to invest billions of dollars into the new entity as long as every arm of the deal is on deck. The controversy surrounding LIV Golf since its inception in 2022 has led to criticism and undeniable disbelief that is questioning the existence of this league and the reason for the merger. LIV Golf is a breakaway franchise that is sponsored by the Saudi Arabian Public Investment Fund, the PIF. And due to the alliance of LIV Golf with the PIF, which has been accused of maintaining a bad relationship with humanitarian rights on several grounds. First, the inhumane 9/11 attack on American citizens, and then the killing of journalist Jamal Khashoggi, a columnist for the Washington Post, at the order of Saudi Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman. Not many are pleased with these upcoming changes, especially the 9/11 affected families. Ahead of the hearing, the subcommittee's open statement reads, "Today's hearing is about much more than the game of golf. It's about how a brutal, repressive regime can buy influence, indeed even take over a cherished American institution simply to cleanse its public image. A regime that has killed journalists, jailed and tortured dissidents, fostered the war in Yemen, and supported other terrorist activities, including 9/11. It's called sports washing. It is also about hypocrisy and how vast sums of money can induce individuals and institutions to betray their own values and supporters, or perhaps reveal lack of values from the beginning. It's about other sports and institutions that could fall prey if their leaders let it be all about the money. Perhaps to state the obvious, sports are central to our culture and society, with huge implications for our way of life, our local economies and communities close to home, and our image abroad. We hope that today's hearing will help us uncover not only the reasons for the PGA Tour's sudden reversal and what it means for golf, but to understand what similar investments by authoritarian governments with deep pockets could mean for our country, for our national security, and for the world. There is too much tension in the air against this hearing that we do not have an idea of what to expect and what not to, but whatever the result is, we hope you have your thoughts ready in the comments section as we look forward to bringing you more information from the hearing. If you liked what you watched, remember to give us a like and subscribe to our channel.